And we're back. And now we move on to some pretty cool questions from more of my great friends here on YouTube. So let's get this started. Okay, first question comes from the Disturbed Princess. I didn't actually expect to get a question from her, but okay, and it's pretty simple. And she says, "What's your favorite color?" Green. That was a color that I was introduced when I was a child, when I was a year old, and the color has stuck with me ever since. I like black too because it's such an interesting and so misunderstood color, but you know, green and black. If we want to go technical, yeah, those two. And my friend Galactus Girl, I was hoping to get a question from her, and this one's pretty cool because this one made me think. What's your favorite restaurant? Okay, what's my favorite restaurant? If we want to go fast food wise, it's got to be this restaurant known as like Five Guys and a Burger. I know that sounds incredibly dirty. Trust me, I laughed at the whole thing the first time I went. But that food is so freaking awesome. I know it's bad for me, but I don't care. It's so good. It was just those burgers are awesome. They give you, if you ask for a small thing of fries, it's like half a bag of fries, and we always have leftovers of that when my family and I go up there to get them. But if you want to go sit down wise, it's got to be Sonny's. I'm all for a barbecue and all that. So yeah, definitely. But like I said, I'm not a picky eater, so I'll eat anything. But if we want to get technical, those are the two restaurants right there. So thank you, Galactic Scroll, for asking that question, and I hope you have more. And now we move on to Stings009. I knew I was going to get a question from him, and I'm happy about it. And he asked me 3 questions. Who is stronger? First one is, who is stronger, Lobo or the Darkness? I'm going to go with Lobo on that one, because if Lobo can go toe-to-toe with Superman and be a match for him, he can definitely go up against Jackie and take him on. But it'd be a close fight, I gotta say. Next question he asked me is, what if DC's Scarecrow merged with Freddy Krueger? Terrible things, Stings. It would be terrible things. And finally asked me, what Image, Dark Horse, and IDW characters would you like to see battle? I'd like to see a 3-way fight between the Darkness, Hellboy, and Transformers. We can work it in somehow and have them all fight. But then again, the only thing I read from IDW is Transformers, so I'm sure they got more, but that's all I read from them. So so thank you for the question, Stings. I hope you have more. And now we move on to X Magnum Picks. Did not expect him to ask me a question, but okay, I'm up for it. And he asked me, what CGC, Certified Guarantee Company, do I trust? That's his first question. Well, Stings, Picks, I did trust one, but they cheated me out of a really good comic, and they cheated me out of a lot of money, so I don't trust any at all, so I just keep it to myself. And there's a guy, one of my dad's friends, who's a former bandmate of his, and is also a comic book buff. I take the comics to him, and he rates them for me, so it's free, it's cheap, and it's honest. So that's all I got to say about that. I don't trust big names anymore. They cheated me once, and you don't screw with me like that. And his second question is, what's your favorite first appearance comic? There's a lot, but if I gotta say, it's definitely Amazing Spider-Man number 300, the first appearance of Venom. Not only is that the appearance of a memorable Spider-Man villain and a memorable Marvel character, that is a well-done first appearance comic and a well-done story on its own. It's a great horror. It's like you're watching a horror movie actually in that comic, of watching Venom stalks Peter all around. So it's like a horror movie. It's like a suspense horror movie with a comic book twist to it. So that's why I like it so much, and thank you for the questions. But I gotta ask, what's your favorite first appearance comic? Picks? That's an interesting question right there. Now we move on to Matt Cool 4000. He asked me, who will win the Hulk versus Kenpachi Zaraki match? And who is the best? Well, I know you asked, Matt, I know you asked for a bonus fight, but truth is, people are going to decide, so the decision's up to you. Who is better, of Hulk and Kenpachi, if they ever fought? And me, I gotta say Hulk. He's gonna smash him into bits for me if these two actually fought. So, hope that answered your question. And the bonus fight is coming soon. Don't worry. And now we have finally the Mount Vernon kid. Yeah, and I love his questions. And he asked me 3 questions. What's your favorite episode from the '90s Spider-Man and X-Men? That's his first question. Okay. Well, it's got to be, for Spider-Man, the first appearance of Venom. It follows the comic book pretty well, the first appearance of Venom pretty well. It's a great fight sequences, the suspense of all of it, and so on and so forth. I can't say much more about that, other than it's a great episode. Furthermore, he also asked me what for X-Men, actually, X-Men, it's got to be the first appearance of Alpha Flight. We got to see Alpha Flight finally animated, and we got to see a backstory more of Wolverine and his character, the more, why he's like the way he is. So that's a great origin story and a great appearance of Alpha Flight, and those are my 2 favorite single episodes. So what's yours, kid? And that second question you asked me is, if you could be trained by any superhero, who would it be? Definitely Hal Jordan. Like I said, superhero that you could trust, someone that you could come to, and someone who would teach you, but also be firm about it. So I'd love to, if I was going to be a Green Lantern, it would definitely be Hal Jordan. That I'd want to be trained by. But I gotta know, who's your favorite kid? Who would you want to be trained by? Yeah. And finally asked me, would you take Lockjaw for a walk? Only if he took me to Cancun. That's or some beach or Miami. If he took me there so I can meet some hot girls, then we're cool. I could take him for a walk any day. So thank you for the questions, kid, and thank you all for stopping by, and I hope you enjoyed this. And if you have any more questions, just put in the comment box, and I'll see you next time. So, I'm out, YouTube.